the outside, starting to run on strongly. West River Kevidon went to the 200 a length. Mabel Grace, our old fella, here's Lucky Gray. He's starting to storm down the outside. He's back the Gray. Lucky Gray quickly descends upon them, races to the lead down the outside. Rattling home is Luke's Luck. God has spoken, our old fella, but Lucky Gray back in devastation.
Yeah, Lucky Gray winning the Lestier on the weekend. Bigger and better things for that horse. That was a soft win in the end.
Perfectly ridden, goes well fresh, goes to the top of Railway Stakes betting. But Luke's Luck was good at the end. It wasn't a great ride, so there's the market. It's a big good race again. Lucky Gray after all the controversy last year at 440. Faulkner. Over from Melbourne, $6. There's Luke's Luck, who some might say is a little tight at $6.50. Watch out for Ranger, always a trialer, always good early, 12. There's good old War Street for Brenny Boy in the market, and then you go out to the longer price ones.
Strike the Stars isn't even on the plane that's going over there, so you can strike out that one.
I reckon the top two in the market are very backable at the moment at 440 and 60.
How far away is the Railway?
Yes. No, Saturday week.
Oh, okay. Well,
24th. Yeah, it's a big day. Super Saturday at Ascot.
Before we get into that, what about the Winterbottom?
The Winterbottom.
Always a very competitive sprint race this, so I think Perth have a couple of good sprinters over there.
Yeah, we've got the Winterbottom market. We're going to go to that?
We'll go to the Winterbottom market a little later on in the show, but what from the Flemington Carnival would you be keeping your eye out that might go over to Perth?
I think Hallowell Bell might be the one to follow there going forward. I think she's going to be on the plane in the next couple of days. Her run in the Patnack Farm was sensational, and I think she's better around a bend than she is off the straight, and I think she's got a lot more class than probably the horses she'll meet in Perth.
And there's the Winterbottom market on screen, so wide open, still plenty of things to water to flow under the bridge until we have that race, of course. But the interest now heads to Perth, so good luck to the Perth Racing Club for all of the racing happening over there. And you being the WA man, you're
looking forward to it, Russ.
I'm hoping there's some late mail coming through.
Mates, look, it's going to be good. We've got WA Guineas, Winterbottom, Barrakee's there, Barrakey, of course, Travanator, 4 from 4 this campaign. They're pretty strong versions this year.
The new Black Caviar Barrakey, because it was now 10 from 10.
Yeah, it
hasn't way to go yet.
Barrakey has been, I'd say 7 or 8 of those races has been a barrier trial, but very, very smart.
Okay, now Sydney, Brenty Boy, there was a good winner on Saturday, not ex-Peter Moody, ex-Melbourne, but now with the Sydney Peter Moody yard called Soros. Great little ride, took the initiative, did young Jay Parr, went to the lead off a pretty muddling pace and he was a bit wide and far too classy for this. He ran 4th in a Queensland Derby or something, didn't he?
Yeah, it was big plonk first up, this horse, and ran exceptionally.
Second.
Then the riding was on the wall that it was going to do something there to last Saturday.
Yep.
And as you mentioned, good ride by Josh Parr and got the job done. And Peter Moody stable certainly starting to make some inroads into Sydney.
Well, hang on, there's a question for you. Peter Moody stable going better in Sydney than it did over the Carnival?
Oh, I don't know about that. Like it's...
He hasn't. Did he have a winner?
It's a lot more competitive in Melbourne at the moment than he is in Sydney.
I'm just saying that a big stable
the king of the last few seasons.
He went
very quiet.
It doesn't help when you don't have Black Caviar and his other big gun, which was the French horse, the grey, Managar.
Managar. He lost a couple, but still, you'd think normally he brings up a nice few 3 or 4-year-olds and stuff like that really come on at this time of year. So, by Moody's exceptionally high standards, it definitely was a quiet spring carnival.
I do have to ask, off the track, Tabcorp Marquee and bit of action and bit of love, but you maintain that the best marquee was the Myer.
Oh, no, look, the Tabcorp Marquee was great, but there was a little detour late in the day, a special invite to the Myer Marquee.
The only marquee I found was the press room, and I'm telling you, the food there wasn't... Mate, it's only how many cold pies and sandwiches you can have.
There's a little filly in Melbourne that is just heartbroken when Brenny Boy jumped the Qantas flight back to Sydney.
Which one?
Maltese Marauder. There were tears flowing at the airport.
Roses.
Nothing is sacred on this show, right?
Tweets going in the green room in the breaks.
But
when are you coming back?
When's he updating the relationship status on the Facebook? That's what the pubs want to know.
One.
I've got to say quickly, at the Myer after party, I still have the yellow Flemington carnation. Someone came up and ate it.
Well, that's good.
Pin and all, straight off the jacket. Outstanding.
Now that we've had the experience of a long campaign, just rule number 1 for me. No, we did rules last. Just the Monday night needs to be a quiet night. Made a schoolboy error and weighed in at about 2:30 and then was up at 7 to try and...
There's a lot of schoolboy errors, Russ.
Just a schoolboy error. Any advice that you would give punters going to Melbourne in future that mistakes that you made amongst the
Jeez, how much time
punting
we got?
wise or
It's just a
off track?
4-hour show, is it?
Yeah.
No, just even time. Even time for you've got to go even time, sort of right through the amount of nights you're there.
I find one of your
because
tips
you can hit the ground running and a million things on.
On the track, on the punt, I reckon you've got an even stake. So if you're going to say your bet is $50 or $100 or $10, just keep at that.
I think also bet early, because a couple of times the cues get and you get a little Johnny No Stars at the tab and they just don't know what to do.
You've got to play the Quinellas and trifectas just around your better thing, because so often you can be a half length away from winning plenty and you won't get there all day. Those sort of races.
The other thing, I know you guys offer best totes on exotics, and that's one of the great things.
Yeah, yep.
New South Wales tote creamed the Victorian tote in some of the dividends across that carnival.
So Victorian punters are smarter?
I think Victorian punters got stiffed because the pools were bigger in New South Wales, and it obviously showed.
No, the Victorian pools had some tremendous jackpots. I just think there's some more astute punters in Victoria, so that more winners.
But Cup trifecta was a $6,000 difference.
Yeah.
The first 4, there was $500,000 difference.
Yeah, that's a fair bit of wedge.
But again, Quinny, the Sydney horses fairly dominant over another Melbourne
No,
Cup
I wouldn't
carnival.
have thought so, Neil. And
I
I think
know I've asked you
I
this
might do a
before.
week of research, so next week I can come back with the stats on the
I
big
think, well, can you do that?
I
for me?
will, we
I'm
will
very
definitely
intrigued.
do that. If
Let
I
me
don't bring it up,
intrigued.
you've won.
Let me just say that the Sydney Colt did a far better job
The
than
Melbourne Gelding.
The Melbourne Gelding was. Apparently, I got mail.
Is this a punting show or what?
Well, it started out that way.
Three votes, bizarre. There's just text message and mail and tweets going
That'll do,
left, right,
play
and centre. If you haven't had enough racing for this week, then might I suggest you butter up again this Saturday afternoon at Rosehill Gardens. And this is probably the best value of the week. You spend $30, you get $100 worth of value. Day at the race has never been more affordable. It's called the OMG, which stands for, oh my gosh, doesn't it?
Oh my God.
Oosh. Super Saver ticket includes the admission, $10 food voucher, couple of beers, race book and pen, show bag with loads of girly goodies. Not sure what they are, but I'm assuming they are girly-ish. And a complimentary GA ticket to a summer carnival race day, courtesy of Sweps of your choice. That's good value.
Sounds terrific, Russ. Now, just quickly, what was the crowd at Rosehill? Anyone know?
30,000.
No, what was it?
11,000. Very disappointing.
11. You said 30, and I said
30.
I was generous and said 20.
It's a lunch back to meal.
Lunch, a big lunch.
I'm out. I'm in like 3, but I'm out
30,000
one.
at Rosehill, Russ.
We'll take a break here. Something for the battlers coming up next.